Teen Wolf, The Howling, New Moon, Thriller, Wolfman, An American Werewolf in London, Underworld, Werewolf the Last Warrior, Howlin' Wolf. Scratch that last one. Werewolves are all over folklore, mythology, and pop culture, and you've probably seen many of these movies. According to Dr. Emily Zarka of PBS Monstrum fame, there are numerous origin stories for the beasts. Wolves are everywhere, live in families, hunt in packs, and have some very human-like behaviors. Myths played into that, and werewolf legends grew from there. Many different stories classify werewolves as either victims of a curse or a wolf bite, or maybe they're damned souls that are being punished for violence in life. Sometimes they are warriors who take on the guise of a wolf to help survive a battle. In literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh features a victim story. Greek myths often feature damned werewolves, with some pretty vivid stories about the beasts if you dive into it. The idea of the warrior werewolf shows up in the concept of berserkers, who took on the skin and attributes of an animal to help them in a fight. It was more the idea of taking on the animal's spirit than a physical change of form. While werewolf origins are a bit insane, they're still all over pop culture today. And no, we're not talking about the ones who fall in love with vampires and do all that jazz. We're talking about books, movies, video games, you name it. They even show up in music. Songs about werewolves are kind of a silver bullet for us. So here are 5 hairy songs about werewolves you probably didn't know about, but should totally listen to right now. First up is Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon. Warren Zevon always sounds just a little pissed off, but in Werewolves of London, he seems to actually be having a bit of fun. It's probably the best Halloween song ever. No, really. Although the title was suggested by Phil Everly of the Everly Brothers, it's a Warren Zevon song through and through. Warren's songwriting partner, Roy Marinell, set it to music, and he, Warren, and guitarist Waddy Wachtel all wrote a verse of the song. Warren's is the one that goes, "A little old lady got mutilated late last night." The song was a hit and has been a staple of the spooky season ever since. It was a fun song already, but when Warren performed the song live, he would often change the name of the city to match where he was currently performing. Not bad for a spontaneous writing session based around an old horror film. Our next song is Werewolf by the 5-Man Electrical Band. You might remember the hit song from the 70s called Signs. You know, the one that goes, "Sign, sign, everywhere a sign." Well, if you don't, that's okay. The 5-Man Electrical Band had a hit with it in 1971, but it's one of their other songs that truly sends chills down your spine. In Werewolf, the story gradually unfolds in a bluesy yet mellow manner. It follows the story of a boy named Billy, who goes missing one night. His family suspects something isn't right when he doesn't come home. His mama discovers he didn't sleep in his bed that night, and his dad thinks that he's just sowing wild oats. But, concerned, his mother insists that there's something wrong. It turns out Billy's a werewolf who's been not only killing sheep, but also screaming at the moon at night. Eventually, his dad takes matters into his own hands, and, well, you just have to hear it yourself, killer slide solo and all. It's a Halloween horror film for your ears, and it clocks out at less than 4 minutes long. Our next excellent werewolf song is by the great man himself, Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. When I was a guitar-playing, music-loving teenager, I had 2 albums I listened to non-stop during my sophomore year of high school. One of them was Diary of a Madman, and the other was Bark at the Moon. These incredible records caught my imagination, and I've been a fan ever since. I still spin them every year when I get the chance. Bark at the Moon itself is a wild story, almost a gothic horror novel in audio form. With powerful vocals and tasty guitar work, the tale of a mad scientist who becomes a werewolf transcends stale tropes to create heavy metal magic. The music video is a trip too, and it's one of the many songs that made the late, great Ozzy Osbourne a legend. Song number 4 on our list is I Was a Teenage Werewolf by The Cramps. I first learned about The Cramps from a book I found in a college library. They're kind of like a rockabilly meets punk band with a horror movie aesthetic. If you think about B-movies and take a dash of novelty, then you have The Cramps. They basically invented the psychobilly genre. This song shares a name with a 1957 horror flick that originally starred Michael Landon. Yeah, that Michael Landon. It dials up the craziness to 11. The killer riff, wild lyrics, and singer Lux Interior's eccentric, almost growling vocals make this an essential, if a little insane, Halloween hit. Rounding out our countdown at number 5 is another song called Werewolf, but this time it's an instrumental by The Frantics. You know, it just wouldn't be a Tedium piece if we didn't include at least one instrumental song, an obscure song, and a tune that was consistently played on the Dr. Demento show. This record from Seattle-based The Frantics hits all three, but it's a little more than that. This 1959 Halloween track is a slice of horror surf rock madness. It starts with a voiceover, which you can hear on the record. From there, it descends into a creepy, spine-tingling bit of chaos punctuated with plenty of howling. But if werewolf stuff isn't your thing, you can always check out the B-side called No Werewolf, which ditches the howling and the intro. But where's the fun in that? And there you have it. 5 fantastic, howling good werewolf songs. They're all worth adding to your favorite Halloween playlist right now.